Finding the best supplier for your product can be decidedly hit and miss. You never know if your supplier is going to be any good or not until it's too late, until your product is in Amazon FBA and you have started selling it. Because oftentimes, as you know, we don't actually get to see the products at all, so we are kind of screwed. So that's the problem. The solution is let other people waste their money finding great suppliers, okay? So you can, if you know what you're doing, find the overseas supplier, and that's a very, very important part of this process, the overseas supplier. This does not work for domestic sourcing. It only works for international sourcing, all right? So you can find the overseas suppliers that the best sellers on Amazon are using. And this little hack I'm going to give you plays to the idea that the best sellers, or indeed any seller on Amazon who's doing well, has found themselves a good supplier and they are happy with their supplier. And so what we're going to do is we're going to fast track finding our own great supplier, and typically you'll find the supplier that the best seller is using. So let's go into my little Amazon account. Let's just make sure I'm not actually logged into my Amazon account. Let's go there instead. All right, so here is the Amazon bestseller. So we're going to start here, and I'm going to take you through the process to go find them. All right, so let's start here. And this is the bestsellers on Amazon, so this is a good place for me to start. Because I'm going for a massage later, let's do sports and outdoors. Sports and outdoors. Well, look at that, holy dooly. Well, here's the top 3 sellers in the sports and outdoor category, okay? Pretty incredible. They must be making an absolute fortune. Let's go this. Fit Simplify. So these people sell resistance bands, so seemingly very innocuous product, but you can tell by the amount of reviews that they've got, we can work out a couple of different things. Firstly, that they must be selling a shitload of products, because that is a shitload of reviews. Secondly, that they must have found a good supplier to supply those products. Otherwise, they would not be able to, A, keep up with demand, and B, have such a high review percentage. 4.3 out of 5 for almost 8,000 reviews is absolutely incredible. All right, so let's go about finding their supplier. So first what I'm going to do is, we know that the business is called Fit Simplify. Now, the first thing I want to look for is who is the person or the business selling this product. We've got to find the business first, all right? And that's an important step of the process. So let's just open up a window in Amazon, and the product name is Fit Simplify, and we're going to make an assumption. Actually, we don't need to make the assumption. Let me just go down and scroll down, and we can see. All right, so we're going to make the assumption that they have got their trademarked registered. If they're a bestseller on Amazon, it's a pretty safe bet that they have got their trademarked registered. Fit Simplify is their business name. We could also start looking on Life Simplify as well, and maybe that's the better solution, but I want to show you both strategies instead. Here it is. So Fit Simplify, there is their website, all right? So, but we want to find out who the owner of that particular business is. So let's do Fit Simplify trademark. And let's see what we can find. Here we go. So there's the trademark, and it is by Life Simplify LLC. Let's just pull that up so you can see it. So they have registered a trademark, and the company that owns the trademark, which is who we want, is Life Simplify LLC. So now we know who the business is that is making all those sales on Amazon, all right? And that in and of itself is extremely useful information. However, let's now use that information to find the company, hopefully, wherever they are, that Fit Simplify, or indeed Life Simplify, the parent company, is buying their products from. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Now, there's two ways we can do that. I'm going to show you the hard way, and then I'm going to show you the easy way, all right? So the hard way. So we know that this company is called Life Simplify LLC. So what we're going to do, Life Simplify LLC. All right, now what we want to do with that is we want to put that, we want to use something called a search modifier, and all that is, it's just a way of searching on Google that makes Google do what you want it to do. And there's heaps of different modifiers, but for our purposes, we just want to make sure that the business name is in quotation marks so that it definitely finds that. And then our next thing, which is the sexy part, is we're going to put plus bill of lading. All right, now bill of lading, if you don't know what the hell that is, it is simply the publicly available document that all imports into America, in this case, must have, so that the products can be imported, all right? And that's a publicly available, public domain information, although it is a pain in the ass to find. But we're going to find it by doing a Google search. So we've got Life Simplify LLC plus bill of lading. Hit search, bada boom, bada bing. All right, so now we've got a result from Panjiva, which is one of the pieces of software that I use a lot. We've got results for EN52, which is another software that I have used as well, and Import Genius, which I don't use, but I've heard is kind of cool. So we've now got 3 possible routes to find this product, okay? So let's try Panjiva. I'll be surprised if they give this data away, given how bloody expensive it is. But lo and behold, here it is. All right, so now, I just love this shit, man. I absolutely freaking love it. So we know for sure the shipper's name, aka factory in China, where they buy the product from, is Huang Xinzu, which is at Tianjin Latex, okay? Sounds like some crazy fetish company, but there you go. And then we can just double check it as well. Here is the same information on 52WMB. See how they don't give it as you got to go and get your register for free. By the way, free account on these people. Definitely do that. And Import Genius, which is another paid one. Again, that's telling us it's Wang Xing Med Supplies, which is great. So now we've got that information. So now what we're going to do is search for the factory, Wang Xingzhu Tianjin Latex Supplies. Lo and behold, here they are on Alibaba. So now, what have we done? Well, we have now found the supplier, here it is, the supplier of the best seller on Amazon in that particular category. We've now found their company that they use in China to buy from. So that means is we have now got an awesome supplier that we can approach. We haven't got to piss about. We can just know for sure that these are a good company. They're not going to rip us off. And also, they can cope with high demand, all right? Which is fantastical. I think you will agree. So that is one way of doing it. And if you take nothing else from tonight and you just take that, I promise you that's going to save you a veritable shitload of money. And that's a technical term. Next up, let's go to listthe.com. Listthe.com. All right, I'm going to give you the links in the chat. Now, you will recall from our little chat a little bit earlier that one of the things I said was what was super cool about tonight was there's going to be elements of tonight I'm not going to share, and that is absolutely true. So this info that's going into the chat, that's part and parcel of the super cool stuff you're going to get, so you haven't got to dick around. It's going to be in the chat area, and it's at if you are watching the recording and you're going to get this one, you won't get all of them, you get this one. It's at listthe.com. All right, listthe.com. Now, this is a great website. I don't want to go into massive amounts of detail for it, but essentially what it does is it goes and does what I've just done. It goes and does that across all the bill of ladings, and as you'll see, it returns good information, but not as good as what I've just shown you. Resistance bands, there we go. So it's going to list the best factories for us where we can get resistance bands from. Okay, so it's going to give us 10 options. Now, why would you need 10 options? Well, if the first option you get, which is going to be the best sellers, well, if they are the best sellers, it's likely they're going to have a high MOQ. That is likely to happen, okay? So if you don't want to spend the money to get the high MOQ and you want to find somebody with low MOQ, here's a way you can go about finding that to do that, he says, as it's just bloody taking forever for some reason. This sometimes, because it's a free piece of software, free software oftentimes gets hammered. And as a result of that, it takes a little bit of time. We may even need to come back to that because it just seems to be taking for bloody ever, which is a pain. We definitely have to come back for that. But go and do that research for yourself, listthe.com, and you'll see it brings up 10 factories that are exporting, typically from China into America, for those products, resistance bands. Okay, now, we don't know if they are good exporters. We don't know that, but we do know they are exporting, and you'll also get to see the number of people who are exporting. All right, let's try something else, just because for some reason that's not going through. Maybe it's just struggling to find it. I don't know. But it's going to give you 10 different results, all right? So that's pretty cool too. All right. Motoring along. So I've given you a cool way of finding all the suppliers, OS suppliers, not domestic suppliers, doesn't work for domestic because no bill of lading, okay? But all of the domestic suppliers, sorry, international suppliers, I've given you a wicked way of finding them, all right? So you can go to your heart's content. We'll come back to this. Rather than stick around and wait for it, we will come back to it, but now you know how to source all the factories, all the suppliers you could ever want, all right? And that is super, super cool. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales I've used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on, a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.